What's the biggest lesson from that, or maybe one of the biggest lessons that you learned in that process, in that shift?
So I made so many mistakes over the last 20 years. You really, and it's what, there's things that you always learn in hindsight. Like hindsight's always 2020, but I think if I had to go back in time to that business, I would have probably kept it between 8 and 10 people. I would have not gone bigger than that. And look, things like automation and all of that stuff is fairly new. Like back then, MailChimp wasn't even a thing really back then. It was on the kind of infancy, like automation and all of these cool tools that we've got now. It's only really been the last 5 years that they've kind of come out. But I would say I would have probably kept it to 8 to 10 people. And the other big thing I would say is guard your culture, like look after it like you're carrying an egg on a spoon, be that kind of precious about it. Because our culture got bad at one stage. It was really not good because you're under pressure to meet deadlines. And because you're always chasing, you can end up having miscommunication around stuff because you've got to translate information to someone else who's got to then fulfill a task. And if you don't articulate that properly, you can end up causing mistakes and things like that. But yeah, that was a big lesson. Size, culture, and the other thing I would say, which I've gotten better at now, but I would say be super specific on who you serve and in what industry. So, and again, no one taught me that stuff, but if I had known back then that essentially it's sales enablement for complex businesses, or anyone that struggles to articulate their value proposition simply, that's our clients, or that's the sectors we're in. So that's like finance and medical and technology. Those are probably the more complicated, maybe engineering, but we don't really have engineering clients. But the fact that we are really dumbing down and making stuff easy for sales and marketing people, like I would just dial into that, and not, because you end up getting involved in like change management and a bit of this and a bit of this, and you can throw yourself all over the show, and I think that the thing to learn about a business is your role as a leader is to actually work yourself out of a position of having everything in here and basically making sure that the staff understand it 100%. So there's a great book called Built to Sell, and basically the author of the book is a very smart guy. It tells the story of a design company who wants to sell, and what he says to the founder of the design company, what are you really best at? And where is the least kind of friction in your team? And he says, well, we're really excellent at logos. So he says, just do logos. Don't do anything else. And the reason he said that is because then you essentially are making your business the logo making machine. And no one teaches you that stuff. Like when you're a creative, you do a bit of this and a bit of this, and yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, I'll do that. And what ends up happening is you're always the one that gets caught in the machinery because you're the one that knows how to solve it. So you always have to end up going back. So it ends up becoming a whole big cycle, if you know what I mean. Whereas you've actually got to look at your business differently and go, okay, how do I simplify? How do I become known for one thing? So yeah, those are some of my lessons, hard-earned lessons, painful lessons.